Hey everyone, Pastor John back with another Thursday thought. And this week we're looking at Matthew 7:13 through 20 as we near the end of the Sermon on the Mount. But I want to focus on just two verses for you today. First though, have you ever heard someone say it doesn't really matter what you believe as long as you're sincere? Or maybe they say something like this: all roads lead to the same place in the end. Everything's pretty much the same. We're all going to get there in our own way. That kind of an idea. It feels nice. Feels inclusive, but is it true? Jesus actually spoke directly to that question in probably one of his most well-known teachings, and what he said might surprise you in how this actually all plays out. In Matthew 7, verses 13 and 14, Jesus says, "Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is easy that leads to destruction, and those who enter by it are many. For the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few." Now, Jesus draws a clear contrast. There's two gates, there's two roads, there's two destinations. One is wide, it's easy, it's popular, but it leads to destruction. The other is narrow, it's harder, it's less traveled, but it leads to life. Jesus isn't just offering suggestions. He's giving us a warning. Just because a road is crowded or it's popular or everyone's going that direction doesn't mean that it's going the right direction. So what is the narrow road? Jesus actually answers that for us in John 14:6. He says, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." He doesn't say that he's merely a way. He says that he is the way, the truth, the life. And Peter actually confirms this as well in Acts 4:12. He says, "There is salvation in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given among man for which we must be saved." 1 John 5:11 and 12 adds, "God gave us eternal life. This life is in his Son. Whoever has the Son has life. Whoever does not have the Son does not have life." The message is consistent. The narrow road is Jesus. It's not about being good. It's not about being religious. It's not about following a bunch of rules or any of that. It's about him. Now, maybe that sounds narrow, right? It's a narrow gate, narrow road, and then maybe narrow-minded, it seems like. And it is. But you know what? Truth is narrow. That's just the truth. Truth is narrow. If there's only one cure for a disease, we don't call the doctor narrow-minded if we're told that is the only cure. If the doctor says, "Hey, you've got to have this one thing to cure you," you don't say, "Well, that's narrow-minded," if that's the only cure, right? We thank him. We're excited. We're like, "Yes, please give me that cure. That's what I want. I don't want all these other things." The truth is narrow-minded. Jesus didn't say all of this to be exclusive. He said it to be clear. The narrow gate is open to anyone, but it only goes one way. It goes through him. So here's the real question. Which road are you on? Which gate are you walking through? Which path are you walking down? The wide road feels easy. It follows the crowd, but Jesus says it leads to destruction. Throughout the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus' teaching has been showing us what true flourishing looks like. He's not holding out on us. He's not trying to burden us with a bunch of rules. He wants us to flourish. He wants us to have true, joy-filled, everlasting life. And he says that the narrow road is where we find it. The narrow road is Jesus, and that road leads to life. It may be harder, it may be lonelier, but it's worth it because it leads to him. So which road are you taking? Which path are you on? All paths don't eventually lead to the same place. Are you taking the path to destruction or the path to life? Jesus offers us life. That's what he wants for us. So take that path, enter that narrow gate, follow him, live for him. Love God, love others, serve generously. We'll see you next time.